Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. Got the public betting guide for MLB and college football today. So be sure to like and subscribe. Check out all my betting links in the description below to get in on the action. Go ahead, turn on those notification bells. And yeah, we'll hop into here. No info on the Giants and Rockies. They are on a doubleheader today. Red Sox and Blue Jays. 67% of the bets are on the Blue Jays -1.5. 70% of the money on the over 9, and then 65% of the money on the Blue Jays money line. Padres and Athletics, 71% of the money on the Athletics +1.5, 67% of the bets are on the under 8.5, and 67% of the bets are on the A's money line. No info on the Braves and Marlins. Rangers and Guardians, 55% of the money on the over 8.5, and then 68% of the money on the Rangers money line. No info on the Yankees and Pirates. Rays, 67% of the bets are on the Orioles +1.5, and then 58% of the money on Baltimore money line. Nationals and Brewers, 70% of the bets are on the Brewers -1.5. It's a 50-50 on the spread, or I'm sorry, on the over-under, and then 96% of the bets are on the Brewers money line. Twins and White Sox, 53% of the bets are on the Twins -1.5, 88% of the bets are on the under 8.5, and then 52% of the money on the Twins money line. Reds and Mets, 87% of the bets are on the Reds money line. Astros and Royals, 78% of the money on the Royals +1.5, 82% of the bets are on the over 9.5, and then 72% of the money on the Astros money line. Phillies and Cardinals, 53% of the money on the Cardinals +1.5, 88% of the money on the over 9, and then 95% of the bets are on the Phillies money line. Cubs and Diamondbacks, 98% of the money on the over 9, and then 87% of the money on the Cubs money line. No info on Giants and Rockies. Tigers and Angels, 90% of the money of the bets are on the Tigers money line. Then the Dodgers and Mariners, 75% of the bets are on the Dodgers -1.5, and then 88% of the money on the Dodgers money line. And then college football, I'm just going to go over some. Feel free to pause the video if you see a game, that I pass by here. Just going to cover some like ranked games, because this list goes on forever. It'd be like an hour video if I were to record this. Penn State, Illinois, 65% of the money on Penn State -14.5, 69% of the money on the over 48, and then 60% of the money on Illinois money line. Wisconsin, 68% of the money on Wisconsin -20. LSU, Mississippi State, 52% of the money on LSU -9.5, 77% of the money on the over 53.5, and then 70% of the money on Mississippi State money line. Kansas State, Missouri, 63% of the money on Kansas State -3.5, 61% of the money on the over 48.5, and then 91% of the money on Kansas State money line. Florida State and Boston College, 81% of the money on Florida State -24.5, 51% of the money on the under 46.5, and then 57% of the money on Florida State money line. Notre Dame, Central Michigan, 61% of the money on Notre Dame -34.5, 73% of the money on the over 51, and then 95% of the money on Notre Dame money line. Iowa and Western Michigan, 71% of the money on Iowa -28.5, 60% of the money on the under 43, then 78% of the money on the Western Michigan money line. Georgia and South Carolina, 73% of the money on Georgia -26.5, 55% of the money on the over 53.5, and then 96% of the money on South Carolina money line. 93% of the money on Oregon State -25, 81% of the money on the over 48.5, and then 94% of the money on San Diego State money line. Minnesota and UNC, 73% of the money on UNC -7, 61% of the money on the under 50.5, and then 96% of the money on Minnesota money line. Bama and South Florida, 98% of the money on Bama minus 33.5, 83% of the money on the under 61.5, and then 91% of the money on Bama money line. Oklahoma and Tulsa, 66% of the money on Oklahoma minus 28.5, 72% of the money on the under 58.5, and then 96% of the bets are on Oklahoma money line. And I'll close out with Duke here because I don't want to make the video too long. 69% of the bets are on, or of the money is on Duke minus 17. 68% of the bets are on the over 48.5, and then 74% of the money on Duke money line. And if you want to check out the rest of the spreads here, because it goes further down, you can check out all of these games here. Just go to actionnetwork.com and catch you guys in the next video. Good luck. See you on Sunday. Have a good one.